and call the meeting to order for the special agenda. Lander County Commission meeting, Town Board of Battle Mountain, Austin Board of Counties Highway Commissions, April 14th, 2021. So Brian, will you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we're going to go ahead and have a moment of silence. All right, moving forward, Lander County Commissioners may break for lunch from 12 p.m. to 1:15 p.m. Any agenda item may be taken out of order, may be combined for consideration by the public body, and items may be pulled or removed from the agenda at any time. Commissioners' reports on meetings, conferences, and seminars attended. Patsy?
No report, thank you.
I don't have anything either. Brian?
No report.
Yeah.
I don't have anything.
All right. So, staff reports on meetings, conferences, and seminars attended.
No report.
All right. Moving forward, for public comment, for non-agendized items only, persons are invited to submit comments in writing and or attend and make comments on any non-agendized items to the board, at the board meeting, if any, and discussion of those comments at the discretion of the board. All public comment may be limited to 3 minutes per person. Again, at the discretion of the board. Reasonable restrictions may be placed on public comments based upon time, place, and manner, but public comment based upon viewpoint may not be restricted. Do we have any public comment? All right. Moving forward, consent agenda. All matters listed under the consent agenda are considered routine and may be acted upon by the Board of County Commissioners with one action without extensive discussion. Any board member, any member of the board or citizen may request that an item be taken from the consent agenda, discussed and acted upon separately during the meeting. Consent agenda materials are available at the Lander County Clerk's Office for viewing, and copies are available for a nominal charge. So, approval of April 14th, 2021 special agenda notice.
Make a motion to approve.
All
I'll
right.
second it.
So Brian made the motion, JR second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, moving forward. For discussion and possible action to approve, disapprove the Lander County tentative budget for FY 21-22 and the submission to the Department of Taxation. Do I have a motion or any discussion?
Yeah, I do think we should go through each one. I mean, not line item by line item, but I think we should take them individually. So we'll start with like Austin.
Okay, I mean,
What?
yeah.
Why do we need to do that?
Ted, I don't know that they need, you already approved each one individually. This is just approving the whole
Whole thing.
tentative as. to
I know
send to
that,
the
but I
state.
would like to go through each
Okay.
one, is what I'm saying,
Okay,
rather than just one blanket motion for
All right.
all of them, because I do have some questions, so.
okay, so go ahead.
So, okay, well, we'll start with the Austin one then, if anybody has any questions on that one.
Can I get a copy of what we're gonna go through? I didn't bring it with me.
I mean,
Here. Okay. I'll go make, you want me to make copies for all of you?
Yeah,
Beth?
that'd probably be
Please.
best.
so we want to wait a few minutes.
Yeah, she's gonna make copies
So
and
we're
give them to
gonna
us.
wait just a few minutes to move forward, so we all have copies.
I thought you had them on your iPhone.
I can't, there's no way I can, do this on my phone.
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm not that.
Let's take a break until we get them.
Yeah,
Wanna just take a break?
yeah, we'll just wait till we get them.
This conference is no longer being recorded. Unmuted.
Okay, yeah, I did have just a couple clarifications on the Austin budget. And one, actually at page number 15, where it says, this is the one for the Austin Water Fund, it says intergovernmental transfer in lieu of taxes. What was the transfer on that?
That's gonna be for C-Tax, for consolidated taxes that, Austin Water and Sewer District 2 used to get. And so we're gonna still give a portion of that to Austin Water and Sewer to get some revenue source. Because the fund balance is so low.
Yeah, I know the fund balance is off, so that's 24,000, okay. I have a question on the different, incomes,
What page?
and that's on page 8. One says, county gaming licenses, that's also liquor licenses and not gaming, right? Is that all included?
In our audit book, it shows up as gaming. It doesn't say liquor.
So they're not separated out? And there's no need for them to separate out from liquor and gaming?
I think in the county budget, the big one, it is separated out. But in the towns, it's not. If there is gaming, it's not, and liquor, it's not separated like
Okay.
that.
Yeah, because under the revenues, especially with the business licenses and things like that, I'm going, we just don't have that many businesses, and I thought we were really estimating high. But this is on the revenue.
So if you look at the first column, Patsy, that's our actual audited numbers of what actually came in last fiscal year in 20.
Right.
So we kind of go off of that. It did come in a little low, but because of COVID, I didn't want to adjust it down too much. Because we still brought in $1,100 for business licenses.
I mean, we have, and I know there's people working from home with business licenses, but the main businesses in town that have not been open, so I was just concerned about that. Under the cemetery fees, now when we open and close, that goes to road and bridge, is that correct? And this would be just the actual,
What people pay to have a plot
the
or
actual
something.
plots that are sold. So we only sold one.
Yeah, FY20 was really low on this.
Okay, because the cost is $200, and I wasn't sure where we were getting the 50. I didn't know what was.
I would have to check with Juice.
There's a perpetual fund that we charge for, but that's $100. So when I'm looking at the numbers, I'm going, I just think they're kind of off a little bit, but I'm okay for estimates, for where we are, but okay, the other clarification that we do need is on the actual town index, where we list all the pages. And we took off page number 19, the lobbying expense estimate. So that leaves us with Schedule 31, the existing contract, which is number 19, and then privatization contracts number 20.
The ones that you guys have is
Or-
correct,
or
because I
updated,
already
yeah.
made the change,
Yeah,
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, the next one is Battle Mountain. It's the same clarification that we need, which Lincoln has done for us on that. And I didn't have any problems with that. Okay, so that brings us to the full one with Lander County. Page number 14, we have a layout of expenditures by function and activity. And on that, we have the Austin Volunteer Fire Department, we have Austin Ambulance, Battle Mountain Volunteer Fire, Battle Mountain Ambulance. I'm wondering, where did we actually budget in here for the Kingston benefits for the volunteer fire?
We budget for that in the intergovernmental page, I believe.
It doesn't have to be listed on this page 14 under
No,
public
because
safety?
we do it as a transfer. It's not, we don't actually have a department for them.
Okay. Okay, so we just do it as a transfer?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it would be included in page 16's expenses, I believe.
Okay, and number 15, when I was looking at that for the public defender and the amount we have now, and then we estimated the 120,000, and then we turned around and approved 283.
That's for all the new mandates that
That's all
we
the
had to
mandates
include,
that are coming down.
that Judge Shirley spoke of at the budget workshop.
Yeah, but that 95, that extra 95,000, that Judge Shirley brought up, is not anything that we even will be paying for. That's what the state will be paying for.
But
No.
we have to pay it first before the state pays it back.
Mhm. We would have to submit for reimbursement from the state, so we have to,
But even that
Or
with the
the cost.
95 and with the extra that we're giving the public defender for his mandates, didn't think it came to anything with this high amount.
yeah, cause the public defender's contract increased. And so that's not reflected in the current budget. It went up, 10,000, I believe it was.
Right, for the things he has to,
Yeah, and then we did-
report now.
Yeah, and then we did the 95,000 and an additional 40, I believe, for.
What was the 44?
It was for the other stuff that Judge Shirley didn't speak of, the stuff that's included new, duties that the public defender
Are they the
has to-
unfunded mandates?
Yeah.
Okay, the rest of them, so, all right.
The stuff that he was speaking of was
Uh-huh.
for the administrator that they would possibly have to hire.
Which,
Okay.
which is the
Oh, okay.
95.
Yeah.
Okay, then tell me again about our lobbying expense and why we don't have to put that in from last year or this year or,
So the page that's normally included in this, we never have anything on it, and so we don't have to submit it if we don't have it, but it's only for an estimate for the next legislative session, which would not be proper for this budget. We should have put an estimate in for 2021's budget for this year's legislature session, but the only thing we're required to report by NRS is what we actually do spend. And I've already spoke to Bert about that. So 30 days after the session ends, we have to submit a report of what we spend for lobbying. But the page that's included in this is just an estimate.
but
It's
is
not
this just
required.
state?
Huh?
This is just state, so we didn't have any lobbying on the state, right?
Not,
Because our
nothing-
lobbying are basically federal contracts, right? They don't do any lobbying on the state, and this is a state budget. Do they want to know lobbying for
yeah.
federal?
If the county hires a lobbyist and they wanna know what we pay, how much we pay the lobbyist, how much we pay for meals,
Okay, so you will
travel
be
to the session.
reporting then, for what we paid our lobbyists last year?
Yes, I don't think that they just determine between federal and state, they just wanna know what you paid lobbyists.
And it's only for legislature years, so off years, we don't have to.
Okay, so what we paid last year, you will be reporting this year, and then the one we're paying to Porter now will be reported next year?
No,
This-
next only in during the legislature.
So just
When
during
this
this
time-
year, we will
yes.
report what we've paid lobbyists for this year because it's a legislative year. And then we get a year off and then we have to do it again.
Okay, so we just took out the lobbyist.
The estimate, because we don't have a session next year, so that's why we don't have to do an estimate.
Okay, so they don't really care about the federal ones so much, but we have to report it anyway.
Yeah, lobbying, so. yes.
Okay, I got it, thank you. So we corrected the page numbers on that one too then?
Yes,
Okay, no? Okay. No, I think I'm fine. That's the only questions I had, I think. No, I did want a clarification on number 33 under the capital acquisition fund.
okay,
And that's the one under Public Works,
okay.
where we're estimating we had 1629. I can't believe we only had 1629, but we're spending more this year, right?
That's where we have
Oh, you
the
think that
foods-
will be the total at the end of June?
So the middle column is for the controlled environment food storage. We brought that down to 250,000, so we haven't spent any of that money currently. But we also added in the wildlife enhancement, so that's why it's back up to the 500,000.
Okay, thank you, appreciate the clarification. Nope, that's all I had.
questions? All good? All right, so we have a motion.
I believe you did bring up, I don't know, are you guys approving the whole budget? Is that the motion you're asking for right now, as it stands?
Yes.
Okay, because I know that Brian and you had both asked me about the 2%.
Oh, yes.
That reflects it only reflects to me and Donnie can slap me later for it.
Uh-huh.
Everybody else they only get the 4% that are salary employees, so it wouldn't be fair necessarily to pick on anybody else that's getting that 2% cost of living that is a salary employee, because they're still only entitled to the 4% that the regular employee of the county is. But me and Donnie are outside of that. I brought that up at the previous meeting and you
Which
didn't.
I didn't understand.
Yeah.
I'll say that. Just
So,
right.
so it only applies to the two of us. If you guys were going to make that change, I think that now would be
Yes.
the time to do it.
So the 2% that he's asking for, that he was approved, that we reduce that, take that 2% off. Because it puts him above everyone else because of his contract.
So if you guys are okay, just cause I have to send this out by tomorrow,
Uh-huh.
if I could send it how it is now, and then I'll make the change for the final.
Yes. that's
Okay,
fine.
that
yes,
okay?
that's absolutely fine.
Okay.
All right, thank you for, once again, thank you for that.
Sorry, Donnie.
And so, and I didn't understand plainly when you were trying to explain that.
So
Yeah,
basically
and
what it
we're
is-
speaking of the cost of living here.
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
yes.
I mean, their terms are negotiated by their contract.
Uh-huh,
So, that's what drives their pay schedule, is that contract, right? They agree it. If it is stated in the contract that this is what it is, and then additional, this is what it is, but to adhere to the terms of the contract, then also give them that, it makes no,
well, I
absolutely
didn't
no
realize
sense.
that, I thought that when we were talking about that, that was part of it, within the contract, I didn't understand that was above and beyond. So I'm plainly, just did not get that,
So you guys just want, their two positions to be the 5% per the contract, not the 5 plus the 2?
yes,
Yes.
just the 5 straight.
Okay.
Going off their contract, so thank you for bringing that back, so other than that. Any other further discussion?
No, I have no.
So we have a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve, April 14th, 2021, the county, I'll make a motion that we approve Lander County's tentative budget for fiscal year 21-22, and the submission to the Department of Taxation.
All right, a second.
I'll second it.
All right, Brian made the motion, Jar, second, all in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, very good. Do we have any further public comment? All right, so a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
All right, second? All right, Brian made the motion, Jar, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, very good, thank you, everyone.
This conference is no longer being